Hey everybody, welcome to Disney News Weekly. Today we're going to be talking about, what do we got? We got Kim Possible news, we've got Dumbo news, and we've got an Infinity War discussion. Hold on to your hats.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk, we talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Disney Movie News.
Be more centered.
I am centered on that, Shannon. Girl,
You weren't in this whole
I'm centered
intro.
right here.
Leo, you seem so tired.
I am tired, I'm jet lagged. That's why I don't bother combing my hair. What's up everybody? Welcome to Disney News Weekly, the show where we talk about Disney News Weekly. I'm Leo Camacho and I'm jet lagged because we just got back from Tokyo, Japan and all the Disney parks, which we'll also touch upon a little bit today at the end of the show. But we've got a lot of news to get through first because how many, 2 weeks? Are we 2 weeks with no show?
Just one.
Just 1 week.
I did it without
That's right,
you.
you guys did a show without me, that's right. But yeah, we've got a lot of cool stuff to catch up on. Infinity War came out over the weekend, so we will be discussing that. And it looks like you guys, more of you in the chat, I asked before the show, more of you want us to have a spoiler-filled review as opposed to a non-spoiler review. So we'll do it at the end of the show so you can listen to the whole show, and then we'll let you know when we're about to spoil things. But yeah, before we do all of that, make sure you subscribe to the Popcorn Talk. Make sure you subscribe to them on YouTube, Popcorn Talk, and on Twitter at the Popcorn Talk. Sarah, what's up?
Nothing. Sorry, I was just like, did you get that right? Popcorn
Isn't it?
Talk Network.
Popcorn Talk Network.
Yeah, I was.
Sorry.
And at the Popcorn
He's
Talk.
jet
Yeah,
lagged,
at
guys.
the Popcorn Talk, and subscribe to them, Popcorn Talk. Well, you don't have to type in network. You just have to type in Popcorn Talk
Right.
on YouTube.
It's true. He's not wrong.
It's okay. It's a team effort today, guys. Welcome back.
Thanks. Sarah came back from Japan with some attitude, clearly.
She just had to match yours, Leo.
That's impossible.
Leo, why don't you just read a book, okay?
Listen, why don't you just read a book?
Read a
Best comeback of all time.
What's up?
What's up?
You like my swag?
I
Yeah.
mean, this shirt, I can't look at it. It makes me feel like I'm tripping out.
It's got Donald on it.
That's how
Oh, I didn't even
everything-
realize it was Donald.
Yeah.
It's right here.
All the shirts in Japan are crazy. They're awesome.
I want
love
that
them.
shirt under a black light. I feel like it would do psychedelic things.
It's
My favorite thing about Japan is that every time I bought, like, I was like, oh, I want to wear this like as a dress.
Warm here.
And so I got a large, and when I went to check out, they were like, you sure you want a large? Like, they just like don't agree with people missizing themselves.
Yeah, Sarah is wearing monster horns because in Japan they have these cool headbands that are all themed, and one of them is Sully from Monsters Inc., and that's the one she chose to wear today. But they have many, and she actually did a haul video.
I did.
So we just filmed it today, so she will have it up on her channel soon.
Yeah.
Make sure you check that out. And I'll have a bunch of vlogs from Japan as well, both from the city and from the parks. You'll get a little bit of both. It's going to be a good
Wow.
time. Wow. What are you? Way down
And
there.
I didn't go to Japan. It's fine.
Sorry about it.
It's fine. It's fine.
Did you live through our stories?
I did. I like lived for. I just was always trying to figure out what time you guys were on
Oh,
when
yeah.
I would watch your
Oh, yeah.
stories.
We were trying to figure that out.
I was
too.
like, wait, what? Like, what day is it, and what time is it right now for them? And
I mean, I came back completely backwards. I mean, I kept thinking I was a day ahead because I left at 3 in the afternoon on Sunday and I arrived at 8:30 in the morning on Sunday.
Back.
So I
in
gained a
time.
whole day.
he's the doctor.
We lost a whole day.
Dr.
over there.
Kien. Yeah, we lost a whole day. But it was a fun trip. A lot of stuff. If you guys go to our Instagrams, we made highlights of our trips. So there's Disney highlights specifically for the parks. She separated by park. I did both parks and then just Japan if you want to see some of the cool stuff they got down there. Go to our Instagrams at Mr. Leo Zombie, at Sarah G. Sterling. But yeah, let's get into the news because a lot of stuff has happened since we've been gone. First up, news. First up, we've got some new imagery. First imagery of Eeyore, Piglet, and Tigger from the Christopher Robin movie.
They're
Looking-
real.
looking
They're so
stylish.
cute.
Looking stylish.
Oh my goodness.
Now, is everyone else seeing them like just regular stuffed animals, and in his mind they're like talking and moving and breathing?
I feel like it's like Paddington. Have
Like
you guys
they're
seen
real.
Paddington? No, like Paddington's like a bear. People know he's a bear, but no, it doesn't like
They don't question it.
nobody questions that this bear is walking and talking.
But look at the way like Pooh is slouched, and it looks like he just looks like a toy. He doesn't look like he kind of looks like he's sunbathing, but like he looks like a toy that was positioned there. So I'm wondering if it's supposed to be that to everybody they're toys except for Christopher Robin,
who's an
sees them as
adult
real.
who carries these things around.
Yeah, isn't there a movie like that? Where someone like sees something.
Toy Story.
No, because only the toys see each
yeah.
other.
I
I feel like there's got to be something like that, where someone like has an imaginary friend that talks to them, but everyone else just sees it as a toy or something.
I'm sure.
Come on,
there
chat.
is.
Come
yeah,
on through
chat,
for me.
Chat,
The
help us.
Velveteen Rabbit.
What? Is that?
What?
Is that how
That
works?
was a book.
I don't think it works that way.
And they made it into a little story, didn't they? I don't know. I think it would be more interesting if like
I like the
people were
little
just
scarf.
like,
I like
oh,
Piglet's
it's
little
Eeyore.
scarf. No, but they look cool. I mean, they just look like merch that you're gonna be able to buy at Disneyland.
Oh my God, they're like, how can we?
You think?
Money, money, money.
You think we're gonna be able to buy those exact toys?
No.
No?
I don't think this movie's going to get commercially popular.
Yeah, but do you think like Disney will release a line of toys, like just those?
Like maybe at the
plushies?
El Capitan.
You think so? You don't think like the Disney store will have them for like a couple months?
Maybe.
Yeah. I think they will, but this is, yeah.
They're very classic. I mean, it's the classic,
Yeah.
the original.
It's the original.
They're
Calvin and
that's the
Hobbes.
OGs.
Calvin and Hobbes.
He's a
except-
toy.
Oh yeah, he's a toy. Everyone else sees him as a stuffed tiger.
Yeah.
Good call on that one. Who came through with that?
Elizabeth Garcia.
Mel Gibson's The Beaver. That's true. Also, wasn't there like a?
I was gonna bring that up, but I thought it was too dark.
It is dark,
Why
but
don't you
accurate.
go read a book?
Yeah, why don't you go read a book or something?
You say I am.
He's like, I'm reading one right now. Well, there was also a show like that, right? With a rabbit in the basement, and they like go down and like hang out with the rabbit.
Oh, do you know the Elijah Wood show
Yeah,
with the
the
dog?
dog, yeah.
That he sees the dog as
that's
like
imaginary.
a human that talks. No, it's like other people see it as like as a dog.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. I wonder, what would you prefer? Would you prefer the whole world just acknowledges that they're walking, talking animals? Because when he sees them, he goes, poo? Remember? And he's like shocked.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it's like his imagination coming kind of back to life.
I love Paddington, and I love the way that was done. So if it's anything like Paddington or Paddington
Wilfred, thank
2,
you. Super Iron
Yes,
Halo.
Wilfred. Yes.
I said it twice.
Listen, there are plenty of books in the world. Go read.
Wishbone. Yes, Wishbone.
Guys,
kind of.
we got to explain the book thing. Or no, we don't.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
Continue with your story.
That was it.
Okay, cool. So
I
that's
said
it.
for her.
That's all we got. What'd you say?
Nothing.
You said, am I excited for her?
No.
Okay.
I wasn't the one telling a story, is what I meant.
Okay, great.
She was telling a story. And I was
I'm
like,
done.
it's done.
We got our first look at live action Dumbo.
People were mad.
People are so mad for no reason.
Look at them ears, though.
He's so cute.
So what are
He's
people mad
very-
about, Sarah?
People are like, he's weird looking.
What? He's adorable.
He
First of
looks like
all-
an elephant.
First of all, he's supposed to be weird looking.
That's literally the plot of the movie. A. Number two, it's a literal interpretation of the way Dumbo is drawn, like even the shape of his head.
Yeah, I saw this like whole like
What's weird
Twitter
about
thread
him?
where it's like when you start giving too much texture to like a thing, it like enters the uncanny valley. I don't know. I feel like I'm a pretty big expert on the uncanny valley.
No, you're just afraid of it. That's a different.
Everyone is, and so I don't know. I think he's cute.
Merch.
I mean, I don't think it's that weird. I don't understand why everybody says everything's weird. You can't. I mean, the loudest people on the internet are the haters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's it. We got the first image of live action Dumbo. He looks exactly as I anticipated, but it's cool to see it, I guess. But we had already seen it. Actually.
We saw a maquette of him at D23.
Yeah.
Which I feel like has been online for a while. Like I just Googled it. He's there.
Well, I mean, everyone watching this show is ahead of the curve. So.
I think this movie is going to be scary.
Yeah, it's Tim Burton.
Yeah, I think it's going to really freak me out.
What was it? Someone in our Facebook was saying like, I hate that Tim Burton's directing it. It's going to be dark and twisted. I'm like, have you seen the original?
Yeah, the original's
Dark,
already
twisted, and racist.
It's insanely, it is a effed up movie, dude. Like we just watched it the other night and I forgot how bad. Look, let's tuck the racism aside for now. Let's leave that out of the argument because that obviously trumps everything. Get it? Trumps. But the real thing here, it's a movie about a group of elephants that first is making fun, like they feel bad and sort of alienate another elephant who can't have kids. And then when she has a kid, they're happy for her for a second because she's normal until the kid
He's weird
is
looking.
kind of weird looking. Nothing wrong with him, by the way, just kind of weird looking. And instantly she is just a social pariah. We can't even face you. Look at our butts because your child has big ears. Can you? That is like the weirdest
Rudolph.
premise.
It's like Rudolph.
It's worse than that. I
But
mean,
they only ostracize Rudolph. They don't
oh,
ostracize
you're ugly.
the whole family.
We're just not gonna talk to you or your family ever again because your ears are a little bit big. Like that is the weirdest premise. Like that just shows you like the state of mind that society
were
was
really
in.
simple back
If you weren't normal looking, you're clearly an alien from the dimension that we shouldn't talk about. Like it's like it was horrible. And then on top of that, it's like animal abuse.
Oh my
blatant.
God, it's terrible.
Like the way they treat Dumbo and the way the clowns, like the scenes with the clowns like changing behind the tents are so weird. The way they talk about them is just like very, I don't know. There's this lack of humanity, and I get it. That's like kind of the point. It's like humans can be the least human people of all. But yeah, no, it's persistent. It never lightens up. The movie never has a moment where you're like, Dumbo wins.
Oh my God! And then the song, that one song about this mom or whatever, that just makes
Baby
me.
Mine.
Oh my God! I cry every time. I feel like if I just like was walking around Disney and I started hearing like just like the melody of that, I'd just lose it just from as a child always crying during that part.
Max Mora, all it takes is realizing that Dumbo's name isn't actually Dumbo.
It's Jumbo Jr.
Jumbo Jr.
Wait, so the movie is named after his make fun of him name?
Savage.
That's the name. The name of the movie is a joke. Like, it's so
Savage.
cruel. What a damn.
Where's Jumbo Sr.?
Do you think this movie will have that same tone, or do you think they're going to change the story to
No,
actually
it's
give
gonna
it
be
one?
sad as heck. I hope. I hope.
I hope it's
Michael
sad.
Keaton and anything Michael Keaton is in. I feel like
I watched
it's
Birdman
dark.
on the way to Japan.
Oh, you'd never seen it?
I had never seen
Were
it.
you like, am I
Actually, I
watching
watched
Spider-Man?
on the way to Boston. It's different than that,
Yeah, no,
right?
it's very
like it's
different.
really more about the life of an actor instead of a superhero. But you're right, it was very like psychologically dark and twisted.
How
It's just,
cool is it that it's all like one shot?
That was really
Isn't that
neat.
really neat how
That's
they did
really neat. The
that?
stitched
Yeah.
together movie is really cool. Hopefully Dumbo has that. Great casting. Yeah. Anyways, Dumbo, dark movie, part 2. We'll see. Let's see. Next up, let's move things to a lighter area. Kim Possible. We got some
Guys,
casting news.
I didn't get cast. I'm upset about it, but I'm not 16. So
I
you know.
have. I'm under NDA right now about this movie, so I'm just kidding. I was not cast.
So Sadie Stanley.
Not enough of you tweeted at the director of the movie to cast me.
Excuse me. Sadie Stanley is playing Kim.
She's
Sean Giambroni.
What is she from? What is she from?
She's from the Goldbergs. Nope.
No, he
Nope.
is.
He's
He's
from the
from the
Goldbergs.
Goldbergs.
She's a newcomer.
she's adorable.
She's fresh on the scene. She's Kim Possible.
You go, girl.
Let me ask you. Look at her. Does she look like a Kim who's quite possible?
Do you think they're gonna dye her hair red?
Yeah, well, for sure.
Yeah.
And she's gonna have that big swoopy bang.
Do you think
Hold
they're
on. Let me block out her hair.
He's such a good Ron.
Yeah, he's perfect for
Yeah,
Ron.
he's great. Do you think they're going to teach her what a beeper is?
No, it's not going to be.
It's gonna be like call me, text me if you want to reach me. I wasn't gonna say nothing rhymes with text. There's a T on that word.
18. That kid is 18.
That kid's
I know.
18.
Jabroni.
It's like in the Lizzie McGuire show, the guy who played Gordo was
just saw
like
a
30 years
disturbing-
old.
Wait.
photo
She
of
got
Gordo today.
Animation Geek is saying she got her first role ever on her first audition ever.
Yeah, which was Kim Possible.
I figured.
Leah's so jealous.
I'm like, what? That is unheard of. She knew somebody.
No, she doesn't have to know.
Kim is not thick, Allison Scott in the chat. Have you seen her waistline? Her pants are literally falling off. Come on. What? Someone said, true.
Wait, what?
Someone in the chat said she's cute, but Kim is thick. Kim Possible's not thick. She's the opposite.
Okay,
She's not thick. Kim Possible is thick.
okay.
Wait,
She's
what?
saying that the actress is cute, but the character of Kim Possible is thick,
I was
saying
like,
that she's not
no,
thick.
there is no calling a 16 anybody.
No, she's not saying that she's thick.
First of all, everyone who uses the term thick is using it as a compliment.
I know, but she's not
that
thick.
is.
She's thick.
I wouldn't call her thick. I'm trying to even find a photo of her. Like
Her pants are just baggy.
Yeah,
not
she
thick.
got those cargo pants on.
Yeah.
they're just referencing her like waist to hips ratio.
Well, yeah, but she's got no waist, and
She's athletically
her pants
built.
are extra
She's a
large.
cheerleader, yeah. This is not thick.
That's not thick.
No.
That's
Look at this.
streamlined.
This is thick.
Oh my god.
That's some
fan art.
DeviantArt fan art right
Too
there.
much.
Jimbroni, man. Jimbroni. It's going to go into production this summer, and it's going to come out in 2019. We don't even have to wait that long because it's a DCOM.
Do you think they're gonna do? Do you think they're? Oh, it's a DCOM. It's not even in theaters.
Of course, it's not in theaters.
I
But
mean,
maybe
honestly,
the third
it
one will
could do
be
well.
released in theaters like High School
Like High School Musical. Do you think they're gonna give her a darker shade of lipstick on the top lip?
No, they're not going to do it like cosplayers.
You think
do
they're gonna Kylie Jenner those lips and fill them out?
No, they're not.
You don't know.
Leo,
You don't know.
No.
God, don't talk about a 16-year-old.
Why don't you go read a book,
I didn't talk.
Leo?
I didn't.
just, like, go
Kylie
read
Jenner
a
did
book?
it.
Yeah, not when she
It's
was
not like-
16.
Well, she was like 17.
Can't with you.
All I'm saying is, are they gonna do that?
Oh my God, she has a YouTube channel, and you can see her auditioning with the outfit. Animation
No way.
Geek. Please put that link in the chat.
Yeah, put the. I
Please.
wanna
Yeah,
see
please
that.
put the link in the chat.
Thank you so much, Animation Geek.
Oh yeah, the rat, is it gonna be CGI? Is they gonna have a budget for that, or is he just gonna like own naked?
I wish it
mole
would
rat?
just be like a hairless cat, and then call Tiff and borrow her cat.
Oh. Jeez, that's real. That's real. Let's see. Anything else about this movie so far? No, nothing else.
No, Leah's playing Monkey Fist.
I'm playing Monkey Fist in the movie. I'm just guys. Everybody tweet at the director and be like, "Hey, look, just have him in the background of one of the shots." As
This is the
Monkey
thing.
Fist.
He didn't get Blue's Clues, but he got Monkey Fist.
Yeah, and then
So-
and then they can just like I'll be I'll just promote it on social media. I don't even have to have a line.
I
Just
want Leo to play Senior Junior.
everybody's what does he look like?
Senior Junior.
Oh, does he look like me?
No.
Oh, 'cause
I want
do
to
look like
play
Monkey Fist.
Shigo.
He's just his
I'm
friend.
just asking for a background character, okay?
Senior Junior, Senior Junior.
Oh no, I'm not mocha enough for that role.
No, you're not.
Wait,
You're
does
not.
he date Kim? Who dat?
You know, they're villains.
But he loves her.
That's Bonnie, the cheerleader.
Bonnie.
Ew, what the heck is this?
Oh no! Oh no! Put it away! I'm gonna have nightmares.
Oh, that's from Truth or Dare.
Yeah, it is.
Leo always jokes. Oh my God, yeah, that's true. So Allison is pointing out that I always joke about getting parts in movies, and everyone thinks I'm serious, which is like honestly, it's quite flattering that people think I'm capable. But I made an obviously fake Photoshop about the movie Truth or Dare, where I like used the liquify filter in Photoshop and like cartoonishly stretched my features out, and then I thought it was
smile
like
on that face.
yeah, and then like I pushed like my eyebrows down, and I made like a dumb face that was clearly a Photoshop filter, and then I posted it and told everybody it was a shot from the movie set, and that I got cast in Truth or Dare, and the amount of people that believed me. Not just like random people that follow me on the internet. The amount of friends that texted me to congratulate me was embarrassingly high. Like, I'm like, guys, this is like clearly a joke. There's no way this is a shot from the movie set. Anyway, but Monkey Fist is real. Next up, we've got Disney considering Brie Larson for Rose Red. Captain Marvel's not even out, and she's already
Snagging another role.
Disney's
Apparently-
Golden
They've
Girl.
not chosen her yet, y'all.
They're considering her.
considering her.
What does that even mean?
They're just like, ooh, what?
Should we hold
all
auditions, or should we just cast Brie Larson?
I mean, they're gonna hold some auditions.
I wonder.
for it.
I wonder in cases like that where it's going to be like a tentpole film from a major movie company, if they just have a handful of major celebrities that they reach out to and don't cast the main roles, and then maybe some auditions for secondary roles like side characters or like the king of the kingdom. Like they probably don't just, you know what I mean? Like you don't go, hey Ben Affleck, listen, we have a king role, or maybe do they? Like how much of it is an open casting situation, and how much of it is the studio banking on big stars to make money?
Rose Red is a Grimm's fairy tale character that doesn't really have a lot of relation to Snow White, but like in other versions, she's like Snow White's sister. Mm-hmm. This movie is going to be set after Snow White takes a bite of the apple, and then Rose Red is like, we gotta save her, and has her own adventure trying to save Snow White.
That's kind of
with
interesting.
The dwarves and the
Yeah.
prince and the witch.
We can barely hear you,
I
dude.
can't
What?
hear you, man.
Oh no.
There you are.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
And she just fails at the end? 'Cause
Yeah.
She just failed.
She's like, oh, you figured it
Almost
out.
made it. She's the one who goes, well, I might as well put her in a glass coffin.
This is like, you just put her in there for now.
Just clean her up.
She should have read the book.
Yeah.
She should have read the book. Yeah, she would have
Should've
known how it
read
ended.
The book.
Are
think-
you excited about her as Captain Marvel?
Oh my
Yeah.
God, yes.
What else has she done? I'm blanking out.
She was in a
The
decom.
Oh,
Yeah, I guess.
Oscar-winning Room, I believe.
Yeah, she was in Room.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right. Room.
she won an Oscar.
She did. No one remembers.
Yeah, because everybody equates it with The Room.
Yeah, was she? Yeah, exactly.
You
Oh,
can't
she was
hear
in
Room.
Kong.
She was
Oh,
in
that's
Kong.
what I was thinking. Yeah,
Skull
she
Island?
was actually
She
in
was
that.
in Skull Island.
Free Fire, which I thought was a great film.
Wait, which?
Free Fire. I have not seen that.
She was in 21 Jump Street.
Oh.
We love that movie.
Yeah, she was. Okay, she's got some action chops. We'll see. We'll see how this goes.
What was the decom?
She
called?
was a pop sensation similar to Avril Lavigne, but her music career never really took off.
Wait,
She
really?
did try it
Yes,
first,
you
yeah.
can like look up videos of her, like her old music videos, and she's like very
really
punk,
tried.
like.
Yes, I know.
Oh yeah, she was in
Avril.
Scott Pilgrim as the girlfriend singer.
The girlfriend. Oh, that was her.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Wow, unrecognizable. She's a good actress. All right, let's give it a shot. See what she's got.
I like her.
Yeah.
I think
I just like see her as petite though. Isn't she like very very petite, very small? Yeah,
I mean, like,
definitely.
you see, but
Oh, it's just like
so
I'm
she
just
can't
wondering
be
how.
Mrs. Captain Marvel.
Well, it's just like just an interesting juxtaposition to people like Chris Hemsworth, who's just like a mountain
No,
of a
Brie
man.
Larson
Scarlett
is
Johansson really
5'7".
petite.
Oh, that's right, and they did make her look actiony and big. Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson, like I've seen like her, she's so tiny.
But she doesn't. But what I mean is she doesn't.
Scarlett Johansson's 5'3".
She doesn't come off as like childishly little in the movies. You know what I'm saying? Like she looks like.
They put her on stilts, and a lot of those men are short.
But that's what I'm saying. Like they found a way to make her seem like larger than life. You know.
Movie magic.
I know. I'm just saying. You know.
See, I'm sure they probably had more trouble with somebody like Brie Larson if they put her in any type of heels or anything,
Right.
acting alongside other superhero guys
Right.
that are probably either the same height or shorter than her.
How tall is she? Is she tall?
She's 5'7".
Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty good.
she's like my height.
All I mean by that is that like when you look at movies and you look, a perfect example is Tom Holland. He's not a big guy, but when you put it makes him being in that movie makes him seem even younger than he actually is because he's so much more boyish than every other bearded, muscle-bound dude in that movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just like, well, is she supposed to be like 16 years old if she's going to be very little on screen, or is she going to be like
It's so funny
like
because
Scarlett Johansson, who comes off as like this warrior woman? You know what I
people
mean?
were like, she's too old to play Rose Red. Are you talking about Captain Marvel?
Yeah, I'm talking about Captain Marvel.
I was like,
But we can go back
And
to
Rose Red, it's like anything goes because we don't have any sort
Rose
of
Red could be an
preconceived
older
notion.
sister
Yeah.
to Snow White. Like, step off.
anyway.
Like freaking what? Emma Watson played Belle, and Belle's supposed to be what, 18, and Emma Watson's like what, 27.
Yeah, yeah, and she did. You know, I'm thinking about Kong now. Like she looked pretty badass in Kong.
I never saw Kong, so
You're not missing out.
I didn't think I was.
It's not the great. It's fun.
I enjoy. Yeah, it's
I just think Samuel L. Jackson's character ruined that movie for me. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, so that's good. Oh, and she was with Tom Hiddleston in that movie, so we know what she looks like with Loki. Boom.
Well, look,
Hey, you shut up. You shut up your face, okay?
I
It's not spoiler time, okay? You better watch your mouth. Moving on. Are you excited about Rose Red, by the way? No, you don't know. You're not the live action hype person.
No, but I also am like, I don't know.
Will we go see it in theater?
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. Helen Mirren and Danny DeVito join One and Only Ivan. Sarah, tell us a little bit about that because I don't know anything.
One and Only Ivan is based on a book about a silverback gorilla named Ivan who lives
Maybe-
in a
maybe if I read a
shopping
book.
mall. Yeah, maybe if you read a book, you would know. He lives in a cage in a shopping mall with an elephant named Stella, voiced by Angelina Jolie.
Is
And a
the
stray
elephant
dog.
is the elephant CGI?
They're all going to be CGI.
It's weird already then.
Stray dog called Bob. Ivan doesn't remember life before living in the mall, but then this little baby elephant comes, and Ivan takes care of her, and he rediscovers his previous life. He remembers his life before the mall.
Really? He just like reconnects with his memories?
Yeah,
Was he traumatized or something?
because he lives in a mall.
Yeah.
Because he's in a cage in a mall.
How old was he when he went to the mall?
We don't know.
I'd be traumatized if I was in a cage.
I mean, it's
in
just
the
like
mall.
hard to forget. I mean, if I lived in the jungle and then suddenly.
Dude, Pasta forgets that we exist
we-
after 5 days.
Yeah, but she's not a fictional elephant or gorilla that hangs out with an elephant in a mall in a storybook with children. She's an actual animal.
Yeah, those are actual animals.
They're basing it off actual
Basing
animals.
based on a true story of Ivan the gorilla and Angelina the
Anyway,
elephant.
Helen Mirren and Danny DeVito are going to be voices, but we don't know who yet. And
Guys-
the movie started production this week.
Bamboo 72498. I loved Mighty Joe Young. I thought that movie was
The Kong
great.
we deserved.
Yeah, seriously. Or / also Rampage we deserved. Like
Yeah, Rampage. And I have thoughts on that because I actually played the game Rampage and I own it. So I have.
I assume it's nothing like the game because I used to play the game too.
I mean, there's going to be nods to it, you know? Like in the commercial, you already see. Anyways, we'll move on because that's not Disney. But The Rock is kind of Disney, so.
Yeah, The Rock is owned by Disney at this point.
Well, only Jungle Cruise, right? Has he been in anything else?
Moana.
Make way, make way.
But yeah, no other news on One and Only Ivan other than what Sarah just said.
Where did Pasta stay, guys?
With Leah's
my
parents.
I thought he said because when you did the video of when you picked her up,
Yeah, they were
I could hear your dad.
so sad to see her leave. They grew very attached. I think they love her more than me. Anyway, can't blame them. Incredibles 2 international trailer, which we saw for the first time in Japan, and
Yeah,
we were
we
like,
saw it and we
"Oh,
were
hey,
like, what
look,
the heck is
new
this?"
trailer."
We were like, what the heck is this trailer? We were like, this is like, and this is the exact one we saw. It's in Japanese.
It is in Japanese.
Yeah. Okay. But it shows a lot of stuff I hadn't seen before.
A lot of stuff. Patrick leaned over after and said, did we just watch the movie? Ikuzo! That means let's go. Incredible 1. Mama.
Violet.
Oh.
Dash.
Jack. They're going on a mission, is what he said.
God, Leo speaks Japanese now.
Yeah.
This movie's coming out so soon.
I know. Dude, Solo comes out soon.
I feel like I don't need to see it anymore though, because I'm watching this trailer.
I know this trailer reveals a lot. That's probably why we didn't get it here in the States, because they knew we wouldn't like it. But I think international audiences like having a lot more of the movie revealed before they decide to go see it.
No.
No. It's a trailer. Disney put it out, you know? Dude, right? I love Japanese voice acting. But that's because I like anime.
It's just like a lot.
It's still going. Yeah.
Will they get out in
Jack
time?
gets lit, literally. Incredible family.
Oh, that made me happy.
Man. The Big Hero 6 was basically a summary of the movie as well. Yeah, Mehdi, you're right. It's just a thing with international. Like
So many
that's why,
people-
like, if anybody watches anime, before the episode and after the episode, they basically explain everything that's going to happen in like the next episode, so that you watch because you want to see it unfold. Because it's not about knowing the plot; it's about seeing how the plot works. And so that's kind of more that's the
How they
philosophy.
think.
That's why everybody knows the next time on Dragon Ball Z. You know, like there's always a preview. Anyway, sorry.
Everyone's
didn't
like,
mean
I
to cut you
stopped
off.
watching it. So, like, there's these toys that came out that are just like Jack and a raccoon. And so many people on Twitter were like, why is there a raccoon? Like, what
Rocket
goes
Raccoon.
down in
He's
this movie?
He's a superhero.
And it just makes me think of D23 because we know that he fights a raccoon. But it's just funny. I was thinking a lot about D23 because there's a period of time when it's early enough in the production of a movie that people want to know spoilers. But then once you get close to the movie, spoilers are no longer acceptable.
People don't want spoilers, they want information. I think that's a big difference because they don't want to know what the story's about. They don't want to know what happens to characters, but they do want to know what characters look like in the new movies. They want to know who's in the new movies
And who voices things.
And who voices
Or
things.
play-
Right.
like,
Yeah.
what-
Yeah.
So, like,
they
with
want to know
Incredibles-
information about the characters in the movie, but they don't want to know anything about the plot.
With Incredibles, it's like less of a thing. But I was thinking about, and I won't say any spoilers, I was thinking about Infinity War because when they were showing clips of Infinity War, I was live tweeting every single thing I saw. But then now that it's out, a lot of people are like, I don't want to know if such and such character shows up. I don't want to know which characters interact. And I'm like, there was a time when no one gave me a flack for tweeting out all that stuff.
Right. If it's early enough, people are like,
Right.
no way.
Yeah. And then as you get closer, they're like, I don't want to know.
Yeah, it's true.
It's very bizarre.
It's a phenomenon that we struggle with here, especially with the media. But I will say that the number one ruiner / spoiler of any movie is toys.
Right. That's what everyone's
Toys.
saying.
Oh, are they?
The toys spoil the villain of Incredibles.
Lego sets.
Lego
sets
Lego is the
are
number one
criminal.
Legos ruin it. Also, video games can be the culprit a lot of times. Yeah, because video games come out months before the movie, so that like kids get hyped. But the video games are often about the plots of the movie, so you'll like already know who the villains are, some of the side characters. That's a really common thing, especially in superhero movies.
Also books. Sometimes they release
Oh, the
those, like, those
novelizations.
novelizations of things.
Yeah.
So why don't you just go read a book?
It's
You don't want
interesting
to
because
go
they
see the
release that
movie.
stuff to hype you up for the movie, but they ruin the movie with all of those things.
a weird thing.
It's a vicious
Weird.
cycle.
They all love that merch.
Yeah. Oh, they spoiled the villain for Solo. Well, don't tell me because I haven't been spoiled.
They spoiled the villain for Solo?
Apparently.
With the Lego sets.
Oh, with the Lego
don't
sets?
know.
Oh,
What do we do?
probably.
I mean, I don't really care, but
Do I watch? Lindsay's asking if I watch Star Wars trailers. I do because I kind of don't care about spoilers in Star Wars, if that makes any sense.
Especially a prequel.
Yeah, the prequel stuff. Like I'm like I don't care. Like
You know how
I'm
it
gonna go
ends
see
up,
it
though.
regardless. I know that it's like, oh, don't you want to enjoy the movie? I do, but there's something about Star Wars. It doesn't quite grip me. Like I don't like watching. I like watching all the trailers for Avengers stuff because even if I'm spoiled, I still want. I know there's so much more to the movie than whatever I'm gonna get out of the trailer. But with the Star Wars movies, they could literally tell me the plot and I wouldn't care. Like there's something, I don't know, Star Wars doesn't quite have that same gravity for me that like the Marvel movies do, because I feel like Marvel has built a universe in which you are deeply attached to what happens to every single character. Star Wars is just kind of all over the place, and I know that the new trilogy did that with The Force Awakens, but The Last Jedi, I mean, I was excited. I'm like, I don't care. Everybody's going to grow. It's going to be crazy. And then The Last Jedi just went so off the rails for me that now I kind of... I'm not dying to know what happens in the next installment of Star Wars. I'm just like, okay, I'm going to watch the next movie, whatever it is. But I'm dying to know what happens in the next Infinity War. Like, what are they going to do? You know, it left it on a cliffhanger where Star Wars is just like, this movie's over. Bye. See you next time. So I don't know. It's a weird phenomenon, especially considering how much I love Star Wars. But I just don't care about Star Wars spoilers.
Yeah.
Especially because like there's so much stuff in the expanded universe, you just know it's going to be affiliated with it to some degree. So anyway, Leo is a Star Wars trader confirmed. Excuse me, that's Ryan Johnson. Oh, low blows.
Oh my God.
Shots fired. Let's see what else we got. Oh, you guys want to talk about Infinity War?
I wouldn't love
Do you want to like talk about Japan?
Let's talk about Japan first. First of all, if you guys have any questions in the chat room, Sarah and I, give you a little bit of context. We just spent the last week at the Tokyo Disney resorts. We went to Disney Sea and Tokyo Disneyland. We were there for 4 days. We also did all of the downtown Disney stuff, all of that good junk. So if you have any questions about anything, go ahead and type them in the chat, and we will gladly answer them now. But Sarah, why don't you kick this one off?
I'm just like, I have so much fatigue about this topic. We just filmed.
I know we just filmed a whole video about this. It'll be
great.
on Sarah's YouTube channel, but we're live now, so we can answer your
Should I
questions.
just give my hot takes?
Hot takes. Sarah's hot takes.
Hot takes. Tokyo Disneyland is exactly like Disney World, except slightly elevated. Big Band Beat at Tokyo Disney Sea, not all it's cracked up to be.
But pretty good if you're not Sarah.
And when people say Tokyo Disney Sea is the best Disney park, they mean the best themed and detailed Disney park.
Yes, it is the most immersive park by far. No other park can hold a candle in terms of sheer construction and production. That park wins. But when it comes to rides, Shanghai has the two best still. And when it comes to overall ride experience, you're probably going to want to go to Disney World because you have the most variety. Disney Tokyo is basically Disneyland with polish, and Disney Sea has a couple of e-tickets, but Journey to the Center of the Earth is Cars with scary monsters.
Yeah, it's like 1 second of Cars.
1 second of Cars. Yeah, it's not even that long. But as a whole, it's my favorite park, I think. I think it wins in that sort of category because what Japan does better than all the other parks, I believe, is storytelling, which is why you go to Disney parks. They're very good at making you feel immersed in the story. They're really good at making you understand what's happening as you're about to get on the ride. You really feel like you're being slowly dipped into that universe, and then you get to go on the ride and experience it, and then boom, back to reality. Live your dreams. But hot takes, yeah. What else was a highlight? Oh, Atlantica, probably my favorite land at a Disney park. I think it is the most beautifully constructed and aesthetically pleasing park. We went back just to walk through it several times.
When was Disney Sea opened?
What, 15 years ago?
Yeah, 15.
When was Cars Land opened?
A couple years, like 5.
2012.
Okay.
5, 6 years.
Because I feel like and I know Pandora, you guys have said, is just super detailed and super immersive. So I feel like as Disney's been incorporating,
I would say immersive though.
Really?
What?
Pandora.
Really?
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm leaving Earth when I go into Pandora. I think it's beautiful, but I don't think it's as immersive as like the lands at Tokyo. Like, you thought it was immersive?
Well, I think if you're talking about cues leading up to the attraction, that Flight of Passage is an exceptional job.
Flight of Passage is, yes, Flight of Passage does an excellent job. But the world, like the Pandora area as a whole, I feel like when you're outside, it's just like really cool. You know?
It just makes me. It makes me really excited for Star Wars Land because with the amount of detail that, like in like the past 20 years, let's say, that Disney has put into immersion and just their parks as they've added on to their parks, I just feel like Star Wars Land is just going to be out of this world.
Well, here's my issue with Pandora. It's a jungle planet, and then you're walking on concrete and seeing gift stores. So like it doesn't quite.
But the concrete has all the stuff in it.
No. The way they stylize the land is amazing, but in terms of immersion, like Ariel's Grotto is like killer, or Atlantica.
Yeah, but how can you say you have a problem with a gift shop when in Ariel's Grotto you go into a whale's mouth?
A whale's mouth.
You go into a whale's mouth and then it's just a store. There's nothing in there that looks like a whale's mouth.
Literally, you're in the rib cage of the whale, and then there's a sunken ship, and the merchandise is on the sunken ship.
It's just like
Pandora
is supposed to look kind of like a marketplace.
Yeah, but it has like a Disney visitor center vibe to it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's not nearly as immersive as like any of the lands at Disney Sea. I mean, look at the Arabian Nights land. Like, there's ships washed up on the shore. They built a shore to have ships washed up. And then like you walk into like the Agrabah market and you don't see like the metal drinking fountains like you do in Pandora. Like, why?
Yeah, but Pandora is supposed to be half like humans have built like stations.
But it doesn't feel like we built an exploration center in the middle of a jungle. It feels like we put jungle stuff around Disney buildings.
Okay.
That's how I feel about it. That's just my opinion. I mean, I still think it's a beautiful land. I do think it has a high level of immersion and production, but I mean, it's not complete to me. You know?
Anyway, at the end of Fantasmic, Mickey goes, "Imagination!" Haha.
Oh yeah, we were waiting for him to go, "Some imagination."
Obviously.
And then when he does it, Sarah and I weren't even next to each other. We just leaned forward on the rails and we're like, and then the rest of the trip was imagination. Haha. What else? Anything else stand out to you in particular?
Well, I mean, we could obviously talk about it for like 30 minutes.
Right. Does anybody have any questions? I'm going to go through here.
They had a lot of questions. Best parade, best food, do they have churros, best character
Oh my
interaction.
God, you brought some of those buns. I saw you.
I was going to bring you one, I forgot.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll be good next week? Damn
They do
it.
have churros.
I will
in the
come.
freezer.
I will come to your house to
Okay.
get one.
I'll put them in the freezer.
They're delicious.
I'm gonna put them in the freezer
They are the best Disney snack I've ever had.
Melon bread.
Melon bread. Mike Wazowski melon bread. The churros are thinner and shorter than they are at Disneyland.
And Mickey shaped.
And Mickey shaped, which is a +1, but I don't think they're quite as good. They're not quite as cinnamony and nothing is as sweet.
Well, they're not as doughy because they're thinner.
Right, because they're thinner. So they're
more
crunchier.
Crunchy. But you know what we liked? The potato churro.
Potato churro was so weird. It was like you were eating a churro that tasted like a hot dog. It was cooked next to a hot dog with seasoning on it.
It's literally, someone says Shanghai versus Tokyo video. It's like you can't compare.
the
We did
two.
it a little bit in the video that'll go up on my channel, but it's like, they're not
comparable.
Yeah.
It's tough because Shanghai's pretty limited. It's a brand new park. And then you've got Tokyo that's been around for 15 years and
35 years for the main one.
35 years for the main one, yeah. And it's just, it's just different. It's not the same kind of, first of all, way more, it's bigger. It feels huge.
Because I know a lot of the issues that they were complaining about. The Shanghai one was just like the crowd. And,
Japan is just not like
Japan's
that at all.
culture is very different. Everyone's very respectful of everyone else's space. They're a very socially aware people. Like they're very aware of their space that they take up. It's a you first culture, and then they're amazing queuers. They're like the best queuers next to the British probably. Like they are just amazing at forming lines and uniformity. Like we were talking about the shows when people are preparing for the shows. Without any prompting, without any seating charts or anything like that, people just start sitting in rows. Like clear rows, so you can still walk between them. Everything's in groups of 2, so there's space still. It's organized. Like everybody's just so they're just so considerate towards everyone else's experience there. Where in Shanghai, it's much more of like the me experience. Like Disneyland, you get a lot of that too, where it's much more about like my experience. I'm bumping into people because I gotta get to where I gotta go. In Japan, you don't experience that because culturally, that's just not how they are. So it creates a much more pleasant, easygoing park experience, in my opinion.
So bad.
That was unreal. Best popcorn flavor, Sarah, take it away.
I liked milk chocolate the best.
That's pretty basic.
It was really good. It was all really good. I liked every flavor I tried. Blueberry tasted like Fruity Pebbles. It was good.
It did taste like, it's so weird because we were eating it and I'm like, what does this taste? And then Sarah goes, in cereal. And I'm like, Fruity Pebbles.
I like how Sarah doesn't just tell you. She's like, read a book.
She's just like, she says it at the opposite direction, just like.
She just gives you a little hint, lets you get you
She
get
whispers
there yourself.
it into the
it's
universe.
really sweet of her. You have to work for it.
Their Tower of Terror is so good.
All right, let's talk about Infinity War now.
Infinity War. Okay, spoiler alert.
Spoilers.
From this point forward, if you have not seen Infinity War and you would like to dodge spoilers, we know how critical that is in this world. If that's the case, you can tune out now. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. If you're going to stay, welcome.
You've been warned.
Welcome to
And
our
I'm about
reality.
I'm going to scream what I almost screamed earlier.
Yes.
Really soon.
So you've been warned. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bye.
Spoiler time.
Yeah, so, I mean, how is Brie Larson going to be in scenes with Tom Hiddleston? Because Loki dead.
No, she's not going to be. Oh, because of that, yeah.
Loki dead.
Yeah, I was just saying that I got to see her next to an Avenger character.
But there's production photos from Avengers 4 and Tom Hiddleston is in them.
Yeah, well, I'm sure everyone's coming. Oh, wait, really? Are you sure about
Could be a flashback.
Could be a flashback.
What?
No, that was some big news.
It's a big news, yeah. Remember when Mark Ruffalo ruined it?
Yeah. Did you see that?
What?
At D23?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
she
I
showed it to me.
I showed him
Yeah,
that
she's
last
the one who
night
showed
when
it
he
to
was
me.
at my place. I was like, and he was just like, what? And like at the beginning of the video too, they were just talking to Don Cheadle and stuff, and they're just like,
Don Cheadle's so
Don Cheadle
annoyed.
was like, and I was like, was Mark Ruffalo on something that he just like, literally just, wait till you see the next one.
Don Cheadle's
Everybody
like,
dies.
He's like, Mark, just move on. Stop trying to make it better. Just stop trying to make it better.
Oh, it was so great. If you guys haven't seen this video,
It's from D23.
it is from. I posted on my Facebook wall. I'll tweet it out too. But yeah, it's hilarious. I'll tweet it out right now. It's so funny.
Lindsay's making a really good point, and it's something that I was thinking the whole time. And Sarah and I, we talked about it immediately after. It's unfortunate that none of the events in the movies have any real stakes for a few reasons. Because one, we're so tuned in to what's happening on the production side that we're like, there's going to be a Spider-Man 2.
There's also going to be Black Panther too.
They're not.
Yeah.
They can't be dead. And secondly, the time stone ruins everything. Because no matter what, you can like the whole
But
movie.
the
I was
gauntlet,
thinking
when
like
you see it, when Thanos is alone, it's kind of like messed up. Does it even work
Yeah,
anymore?
you can see it like
It's
all
like charred and
stuff.
gross.
But
that's not.
But the
the
thing-
stones.
The
I mean,
stones are intact, but the
Right.
gauntlet, which
Well, he
lets you
used-
use all of them, could be broken. But they really only need the time stone.
what I was what I was saying was, at any point in the movie, I was like everyone keeps talking about destroying stones, but they can just use the time stone. And then I realized it's because nobody watched Doctor Strange. Literally, one of the plots of Doctor Strange is no matter what happens, you can reverse it. So. Yeah, the time stone kind of screws up that
I
continuity.
love all
a
the
little
people
bit.
being like, "Oh my God, Thanos! Like, if you have the reality stone, why don't you just like make a reality where there's enough resources for everybody?"
Yeah, and then he's like, the universe has finite resources.
And I was really kind of like the death besides Loki, but I don't think Loki's coming back. So I was like trying to figure out, okay, which of these people could potentially come back.
Pre-snap deaths, as Issa is calling them.
I think anybody who it was a snap death, I think they can all come back. And then I was really concerned about Gamora because my roommate was like, Gamora's definitely dead. She's for sure dead. But then I looked up Gamora's story in the comic books, and at one point in the comic books, Gamora gets killed, but then her soul goes into the Soul Stone.
Also, like-
and then when it releases, she's able to take another body and then turn it back into Gamora.
It's possible that like him sacrificing her for the Soul Stone just like put her into the
It
Soul
could
Stone.
That's
just
what I
trade
think
it back.
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if you have a reality-altering stone that can make anything, why can't you just bring her back? Anyway, also, let's not count
then
anybody out
she's
because
not
if
real.
Red Skull can come back, which
How
was
did
a
he
dope
die?
cameo.
Wait, how did he die at the
so
end
we
of-
were watching
We watched
summary thing. He gets
Avenger,
he
yeah.
gets he dies because he grabs the Tesseract with his bare hands, and the Tesseract sucks him out of the universe or whatever. So he never actually dies. He just gets beamed out of existence, and now we know where he gets beamed to. He gets beamed to be the guardian of the Soul Stone. Weird, but awesome, because it was like everybody came back in the end, which I thought was really, really cool.
Vision is also not dead.
You don't think so?
No, Shuri backed up enough of his consciousness that he'll be exist.
I'm with you on that.
Because why do that plot?
What if
Oh.
So I have a weird feeling that Vision is going to come back as the White Vision. So in the
White
comics,
Vision?
yeah, it's backwards. So in the comics, Vision used to be white. He was like he kind of looked like the Silver Surfer with a cape, and then later on he gets like a different design, and he becomes the red, green, yellow version of Vision.
Is he the in-betweener? No.
No, I don't think so. Wasn't he bad for a little while? Vision was bad when he was white, I think, and then he becomes good when he joins the Avengers, and then then he becomes the
That's
yellow
because
green.
he's Ultron. Like
Yeah,
he's
but not in the
Ultron.
comics though.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I thought was a cool twist. Like it made Vision cool because Vision's never been at like top tier.
Well, and like it's very strange to me. Like it was really kind of cool to see the Scarlet Witch and Vision kind of take a step up as like somewhat like they had a pretty like main storyline. Like we followed their story through the beginning to the end of the movie, unlike a lot of the other Avengers who just kind of came in randomly. Their story was definitely a Vision and Scarlet Witch,
Well, they
which
came
we
in
never
through
get.
the Avengers, so we never got like an isolated Vision or Scarlet Witch story. We just got their
Well,
story
in previous
the
things, but in
mix.
this movie we did because we got their standalone. I mean, we start on them. That they are the reason
Right.
we get Cap back. We get
Well, yeah, but what I mean is like they've only ever been side stories in
Yes.
another film.
Yes.
They've never had their own standalone true story, right? So it's kind of interesting. Like everything we know about those two characters comes through either Avengers movies or Captain America movies.
Yeah.
Which same you could say with Black Widow.
Which is why it was very interesting that they were such a pivotal part of the
Right.
film. And
I
also
agree.
made me really kind of angry because I was like, yo, Scarlet Witch, like if you just let him die. I'm sorry, but there were so many
There were
things.
so many times where I was like, just let him die. I was like, just let
You're
Nebula
literally
die.
wasting.
Yeah.
You're killing everybody else, and I get it.
Because- yeah.
Bargain line.
So here's an
And
interesting.
also Peter Quill, why they almost had the gauntlet off of Thanos' hand, you dumb.
So here's a fun one. In the X-Men universe, because Scarlet Witch is actually from the X-Men, but she's been an Avenger, so that was a weird little copyright dispute. And since they can't use the word mutant in any Marvel films, they just said that they're like gifted or whatever. They're just metahumans. But in the X-Men universe, Scarlet Witch, because she has like these weird psychic powers and stuff like that, she gets like a migraine. I don't know. She gets like sick or whatever, or something happens with her psychically, and she accidentally wills out of existence because she can also alter reality. She wills out of existence like all the mutants except for like a handful of mutants. So she's basically like Thanos' storyline in the X-Men universe, where all mutants cease to exist except for like the X-Men that were with her at the time.
I just never realized she was as powerful as she
Yeah,
was.
she's like
that,
she's
that was kind of a
Omega.
surprise
She's an
to
Omega
me.
class
Yeah.
mutant, yeah, but not in this. In this, she has more like telekinetic powers, and you know, it's like they altered her powers a little bit.
Is she Magneto's daughter?
Not in this.
I know, but that's like her.
But she's her and Quicksilver are Magneto's kids in the X-Men universe, but this isn't the X-Men universe. It's more like the ultimate. It's very confusing.
Very.
Anyway, I want to go off a little bit.
Go.
Why is I'm just like, okay, stop being so sad. Everyone's like, this is the saddest.
I'm broken.
I'm broken. My world will never be the same. How dare they do this to my heart? It's fine. Everything's fine.
It's
like-
just a movie.
No, not even that, but it's like, we know they're all gonna be fine.
Trust Doctor Strange, guys. He literally said right before he died, he's like, this is the only way. And he said there was one way that they could win. It's gonna be fine.
I was like, do not give me this elongated, drawn out Peter Parker death when he's the most insured to survive.
Yeah, for sure.
That was
Like,
real
how can
dramatic.
you even?
though.
Everyone's like, oh my God. Yeah, like everyone's like posting that everywhere, like, oh my God, my heart. And I'm like, why? Why are you sad?
You know it's not permanent.
And it's the
everybody's
same-
Like, but what if it's Miles Morales now? I'm like, they're not
I'm
going to
just
get rid
like,
of Tom
I
Holland.
get that it's sad to watch people die, but like the there's nothing actually really happening.
The stakes are not what's important. The only thing we actually have to look forward to is how they're going to fix it. Because
Like anime, we know it's going to happen.
We already know. And it's like, we know that Doctor Strange said there's a 1 in 14,605,000 chance that they survive it. And he said, it's the only way, Tony.
Right.
Meaning that everything that's happening is unfolding in that way that one
I love what Leo
universe.
said, where he's like, if he can see every outcome, then there's technically infinite possibilities of them failing and infinite possibilities of them surviving. He just only happened to see
He only saw one.
Which is not going to, everyone is like, no, there was only one possible way. No, there are more than one.
If there's infinite possibilities, and there are an infinite amount of them that are also correct, like the math.
That's just
That's what
infinity means.
That's what infinity means.
Everyone's like, it's still sad. It's sad.
Like sad.
No, because it's only sad if he's dead, and he's not.
It's sad to the characters in the movie who don't know.
Right, but to us,
we are not
it's
the characters.
not sad.
I really so credit to, speaking of sadness and speaking of emotions, credit to this film, the writing in this film, dealing with this many leads, this many
that is
amazing
something
superheroes,
else.
and the story they gave us, I thought it was the perfect amount of fun, of action, of emotion.
Well, we got the character stuff in between the action with interaction, which is what Marvel does the best.
Yeah.
Interactions are the best.
I just want Thor to be in Guardians Volume 3.
I want Thor
bad.
in everything. He was the best character in this movie. Thanos was great. He's number 2, though. Thor steals the show. Chris Hemsworth as an actor I'll say this.
You have a man crush on Chris
I do, but I
Hemsworth.
really respect him. Like, if you look at how green he was in Thor 1, and you look at his behavior in Ragnarok, I mean, look at his behavior in Ghostbusters. That's not the same actor. This guy has figured out his formula. You know what I mean?
Well, it's also he kind of had to. I mean, he was the pretty boy. He kind of had to follow and own his stereotype until people started trusting him, and then he could start being riskier and showing them this other side. I think this always was there, but I think he got to a point of his career where he's like, screw it, I can do this now.
Roger in the chat is just talking about death a lot, and how Luke Skywalker is also not going to stay dead because he's going to come back as a Force ghost. Like, nobody truly dies.
I just everyone's like, it's still sad to watch your faves die, and I'm like, I don't know, they're my faves too, and it wasn't.
It's just like, I just know that they're not dead.
I understand that a lot of people. First of all, someone's like, they didn't even people didn't know there was a second movie coming out. There's that people.
That's the problem. That's what I'm saying.
People don't know that there's more Spider-Man movies coming out.
Our disadvantage is knowing production.
I know.
I get that. For those people, it's probably really sad. But for all of you who watch Disney News Weekly,
if you're in this chat right now, like, why are you sad?
I really thought, though, when Tony got stabbed,
yeah, it was.
That was when the entire
the next one he's really gone.
Yeah, he's really dead. The next
That is
one.
a smart move. That is a smart move.
The entire theater goes. Like, you could just hear, and I saw the movie twice within 12 hours, and so I was really looking at those parts to see how everybody else reacted.
Yeah.
Now I can't wait for the next one, because the next one's deaths will be for real.
Well, whoever is dead
I'm
is dead,
excited
right?
for
And it's
people
gonna
to die.
be interesting to see how they pass the torch. Like, what's the new gen of Marvel movies? I know. So going back real quick to that thing you were saying, well, why can't Thanos just make more resources? That was a major flaw for me until I realized. Like, I'm like, he can bend reality. He can come up with a million other alternatives. He can create a second planet Earth if he wants to, and then, like, that way, instead of killing half, just move half to another planet.
And shrink them all.
But then I remembered, oh yeah, but he's a psychopath.
Yeah.
And logic stops at that point. He saw one solution because of his trauma and was unable to see past it. That's the thing I like about the Marvel Universe. As much as you try to just force logic into the equation, there's always
How cool
a
was
1 in
Squidward?
14,605,000
Right?
chance. Yeah,
Wasn't Squidward-
The Maw was my favorite part of the movie. He was like, him and Thor were my two shining beacons.
He was so cool.
FYI, for those of you asking, Avengers 4 comes out exactly 1 year from now.
Yeah.
And we are
filmed them.
getting Ant-Man and the Wasp next month, right?
Yes. And by the way, that
And
takes
Captain
place.
Marvel.
Captain Marvel also comes out before Avengers 4.
Yes, and Ant-Man and Wasp, for those of you wondering, takes place right before the events of Infinity War,
Well, yeah, it takes place during Civil War.
during Civil War.
We're all hoping that at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp, they're like, we did it! And then
it's
just
like,
disintegrate.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Thanos steps on him.
I don't think they will, because they're also in the Avengers 4 set photos, so.
Let's do some closing thoughts here. What was your favorite moment in Infinity War?
when Rocket says, "I'm gonna get that arm."
I'm
no,
gonna
when Thor
get
comes
that
in. When
arm.
Thor comes in
Save
with the
day.
hammer,
and he's just like,
With
"Nice
the
hair.
axe.
You got a haircut." He goes, "Oh, I see you've copied my beard." And he looks to what is it? He looks to Black Widow, and he's just like, "It's my hair color."
Yeah. He's such a cocky little shit.
You think Shuri will be the new Iron Man? I also think Shuri will be the new
I
Iron
hope
Man.
so.
How cool
Is it
would
Ironheart?
that be?
Ironheart, yeah. I know that she's not Riri Williams, but I don't care.
Right. I want her to be.
I want her to be
Yeah.
because I like her so much.
Yeah.
At that moment when she just like jukes Bruce Banner,
Oh, she's just like.
I'm just like, girl.
She only got one line really in the entire movie, and she just
That was
owned
it.
it.
It was a
Yeah,
burn.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a sick burn.
Give your guys' final thoughts. 'cause we
Final
forgot.
thought. So you like the Rocket moment? Oof. I just like any interaction with Thor, Rocket, and Groot. Like those were really fun. But I love the fight on Titan in the moment where Doctor Strange goes through the iris and just like takes that fight over and then just gets slapped. Oh, that part.
I love when Peter is on. It's Peter, Doctor Strange, and Iron Man Man's just like, the adults are talking right now, but Peter's the one who had the idea to actually defeat Squidward. And it was an Alien reference, and it was just I was like, yes.
All of those moments. Oh, like when Star-Lord and Thor, he starts copying Thor's voice.
Oh my God, that
this
whole
is how I
sequence.
speak. Just,
Don't
all
touch
of
his
those moments.
muscles.
Marvel, they're brilliant at taking like very serious moments and adding little lighthearted moments in it that don't take you out, right? Like that's what gives it that color, that Marvel Universe flair that DC just still hasn't capitalized on yet. But those are our moments. We're out of time, but I would love to keep talking about this with you guys on social media. So
Die blanket of death.
I want to know your favorite moments in Infinity War. So tweet at me, at Leo Zombie, and then also at the Popcorn Talk. Make sure you tweet at them too so we can all be part of the discussion. Where can they tweet at you guys so that we can continue this?
Sarah Sterling _
Sarah Sterling _
At Keetin Marchi, and I did tweet
Keetin
out the video of when Mark Ruffalo ruins
there you
Infinity
go.
War. So just if you go to my Twitter and follow
Careful if
me,
you don't. Well, I'll just
Oh
keep
my
going.
God, Drax's invisibility technique.
That was funny.
Get out of here with that. So good. We love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can keep up with all of the different shows here on Popcorn Talk Network. And tune in next week. We'll be back with more Disney News Weekly. Later, guys.
Producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network. We would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
Views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.